welcome to my channel. We are doing a get ready with me. I'm doing it this way just because I'm going to be doing my reel along with this video. I don't want to have to keep churning and everything else with that. I just kind of fix my brows first, kind of see how they're doing, and then I fix them if they need fixing. I take my Shein scissors, which look like this, and these work so good. They're so sharp. I do try to keep these away so that my daughter doesn't get to them. I did finish my brows. I didn't do this part though. I do one side and then I don't do the other. Does anybody turn their heat on and it's just the most horrid smell ever? I don't like it. Okay, so now I'm going to do my skincare. And I finally found some of the serum that I use. So I'm going to be using that. So I'm just taking 2 of my pure cotton rounds, because that's what I use if you didn't watch my last Miss A haul. So I just kind of dumped this on. There's no kind of like springy thing on it, which I really wish they would come out with that. They did come out with the tea tree and cica in this brand, the cleansing water, which I'm super happy about. I do still have my cleansing water from Miss A in this bottle, but since they've come out with the one that's with this, I grabbed some of that, which will be shown in my next Miss A haul. I just really love this toner and it works so good. I already did use this cleansing water, so I'm not going to use it again, but I always use it after I do my cleansing and things, because even though you've washed your face, you still kind of have mucky things all over your face. So I always go back and use it again. Today I did use this hydrating face mask before we started. These are the Plump Pump Under Eye Gel Patches, and this is in the aloe. I did use this as well because aloe is very hydrating, which will help bring down any puffiness in the face and get us looking beautiful. I do really recommend anybody at any age to definitely use anything hydrating. And now I'm going to add the Glow Serum. This is the hyaluronic acid. I didn't have this for about a week. I was using the Phyto Collagen 10% for a few weeks because I had to get into my things and look for some more of the serum because they are sold out on Miss A. We're just going to let this sit for just a second. Miss A just recently posted the strawberries and the honey, and they both sold out so fast. I don't know if they're probably going down the line and adding all the flavors one at a time. I'm so glad that I was able to get both the strawberry and the honey, but I wish that I would have grabbed more of the honey because that one is basically my favorite and the one I like using the most. But this stuff is so good. I'm telling you, it is amazing. This jelly jam, when it comes in stock, and I post on my posts that it's in stock, go grab it. Just grab the lip mask and check out. And they only retail for $1.55, so it's not bad. And like I said in my video, for the price, you cannot find a lip mask that's so hydrating like that anywhere else. So now we're gonna add the skin barrier cream. I just kind of want to run through this because I don't want it to be a super long video where I'm editing for 5 years. If I'm ever late, it's usually because I'm doing something with my kids or I just can't sit down to edit. And my 3-year-old daughter, she is sometimes always wanting something. It just makes it really hard. I'm gonna use this Coverfx. And I basically start in my troubled areas and then kind of work it down. Now this stuff is kind of greasy. It's I don't know how to explain it. It is the dupe to the AOA Studio Pore Filling Primer. Other than the fact that it doesn't have SPF in the AOA Studio one, they're both basically the same. I have quite a few different concealers in here. Tarte Shape Tape is basically my favorite concealer to use, but I also do like using the Maybelline, which comes in this little bottle like this. I'm going to be using the light medium, and then we're going to use the hydrating camo concealer in Ivory, and we're just going to stick this on the outside edges like this, and then we're going to put this in the middle. They're definitely look the same when, you know, I'm doing my makeup, but in all actuality, and I do put some down here. Like I said, if you follow me, I use concealer as my foundation. And then we put a little bit up here because I do have some dark spots. And then I like to cover right here really good because I have quite a few dark spots there too. All right, so we're going to be using the Teardrop AOA Studio Paw Paw blender, and we're just using the back to spread all this out. We're looking a little pale, okay? But that's the color of my regular skin. But now we're going to add contour, and that's gonna help bring our color back and put us where we need to be. I get some up kind of just a little where you see the dots coming out of the top, just like that. I don't like to get too much. I always get a contour that's darker than what I need, just because, you know, my skin tone is so light and I want my contour to be a little dark. I like that kind of bronzier look when I do my contour. I don't know how anybody else does it, but that's how I do. And then I just kind of draw a line kind of up near the nose like that. Once we're done, I'm going to bring it upward into this area. But I do like to get my nose like this, where I do kind of a V. I'll do 2 dots there, and then a dot here, and then 2 dots. I kind of go underneath, but right there I didn't. So this is the Nikki brush, and we're just going to blend this all out. Now, when I blend, I'm not like scraping on my face. I take this and I just kind of tap it, kind of like you do with your blender, and then whoosh it, you know, lightly with the brush. And I take it downward because shadows go down, not up. And that's what gives you a really kind of solid contour line. Like that. When we're all done, we're going to take this Flawless setting powder or pressed powder, and we're going to fix, and we're also going to take it down so that we can chisel this area out and then cover any darker spots so we don't have that weird discolored neck lining. So now we're just doing that. And then we're blending this out too, just like that. I also have a get ready with me reel up for this video as well, in case, you know, people don't want to sit through a video. They can just go and watch the reel of how I did this look. And I do the same thing. I kind of tap and then whoosh down, and then I come around. I actually did not put any right here, or did I? I don't think I did. Like I did over here. So I gotta add that there. There we go. I was wondering why it wasn't looking as dark. So yeah. And I kind of push it upward into my hairline. That way we don't look funky. And then I do the same over here, kind of tap and then whoosh it into the hairline. And then I come over here, I turn the brush in certain spots. Sometimes it gets too far into the brow area, so I turn it around so that I can whoosh it this way. Take the pointed tip, and now I'm just gonna take it and just start blending this part out. And then sometimes I turn it around and then turn it back around. And then I take the more kind of lower side, and I don't do what I normally do. I just kind of take it to my nose, squish it, and then move it downward. And then once we're done blending this out, I will fix the middle of my nose. We're going to be using the AOA Studio Velvet Puff and the Flawless Pressed Powder. I did try using the blurring powder. It just wasn't my favorite. I love the Flawless powder. It's amazing. So I just take it like this with my 2 fingers, and then I dip in here. And I like to get quite a bit on the edges like this, because I'm going to sculpt, and the edges is basically what's going to give you that really nice sculpt look. And then I stop about right here, and I don't take it to my chin. So now I'm going to take it to the edge of the other side really good. And then stop. And then we're going to take some like this. Like that. Now we're going to take it to the forehead, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to go right about where the jawline starts, and I'm going to move the product downward just to get any of that dark contour off our neck. And now I'm going to take the AOA Studio F1 Kabuki brush, and I'm going to blend this all out like this. And then I kind of move it up like that, and then move it down. And then I take it and just kind of stipple it. And do the same here, just to blend it all out, and we don't have that crazy contour line. And now my neighbor's gonna mow, so we're just gonna wait a second. That's what it looks like after I've blended it. I'm going to be using the Violet Voss. This is the Violet Sunset palette, and these are all the colors. We're going to do the lilac, then we're going to do the pink over the lilac to give it a kind of a pinky, purpley kind of look. I'm going to set with this. I am using the AOA Studio brush cleaner for all my brushes. Last week I did kind of a darker look, so all my brushes are kind of dark. This E104 brush is a great blending brush for when you're starting your look to get your blend going on. I have probably 4 or 5 of them. These are all the brushes I use. I don't technically use all these eye brushes. It just depends on the look I'm trying to do, on which brush I'm going to use for the day. But I do use all of these except for this one sometimes. And then the case is from the Mink set of the AOA. I have all of those. All my Miss A brushes that I use, I keep right here. Literally all the brushes on Miss A in this bag. And this bag is also from Miss A as well. I don't know if it's in stock or not. They sell out all the time. Just the great things. I'm telling you guys, if you guys do not shop on Miss A, you need to start. You're going to save tons of money than going to places that charge you a buttload for things that you can get for much cheaper. That is a great makeup bag that you can travel and take all your things with, and it works. Just like their sunglasses. If you guys have not been on there, they just posted a ton of sunglasses. If you go on their website and you just look up sunglasses, it'll pop up all the sunglasses they have. So I definitely recommend. I'm just going to take my AOA Studio mirror. This is a good mirror. It's a little heavy. I really did like their old school mirrors, which had more of a round and like a matte type thing going on, but they don't sell those anymore. I do have one. I can't use it because you guys can't even buy it. So I'm just going to add this. I tap it on and then I whoosh, just so we don't get like a clumpy thing going on. Tap, whoosh. And then once we have it all on, we're just going to go ahead and rub it on. Same with the other eye. Now we're going to go into that lilac color right here, and we're going to add it to the crease. We're going to tap in there. We're going to tap it out because you see. And then we're going to tap back in, tap it again, and then we're going to add it to the crease here, and then we're going to start blending it to the middle. I did accidentally start with the blush and I didn't want to. So I had to fix that. Tap it, then move it to the center. And you want to stay kind of towards the end of the brush when you're blending. And then work your eye crease here, and then once we get the consistency of the color that we want, we're going to start moving it upward. So now we're going to move it up just to give us that kind of smokier look towards the top. And the reason why we don't start blending up until we have the full color on there is because we don't want too much color up here at the top. We want to blend it up to where it's a slight color because we don't want it super dark. We want the darkness to be literally right here in the crease and then kind of lighter towards the top. And now, since we got that color basically dark, we're going to start moving it upward. And, you know, most people do a really dark on the colors. Like, they like it super pigmented. I don't like my makeup super dark. I am just kind of a lighter type of look, just because I am older and I don't want to come off too young. I want my makeup to just look my age, not like I'm in my 20s. We added that purple. It does kind of look pink, but it's purple. Now we're going to add that blush color to our look. And I'm going to use the same blending brush. We're just going to add it into the crease. We're going to tap and then add to the crease. And it's going to get that pink color to pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to go back into the purple and kind of put that back into the top to just crease that line out. And then we're going to take both colors and then we're going to stick it on the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit of this Violet Sunset and I'm just going to add that to the crease here. So now I'm going to take this Easy Brow Liner by the AOA Studio. Ooh. and I'm going to add it to my waterline. We added that liner, and now I'm going to go in with my Luxe Lash. This is also by the AOA Studio. So I'm going to take my AOA Studio lash curlers, and I'm going to curl my lashes. And I will add a second coat. Now I'm going to go with the AOA Studio Perfect Blush, and this is in the shade Darling. It's one of my favorites. I love it. It's so pretty. It looks like this. It's a pinky kind of nudie color. And now I'm taking the Urban Studio brush. It does kind of have that curved look to it. It is a contour brush, but I use it for blush because I really like this tip. It gets to where it blends it super good, so that's why I like to use this. I'm just gonna take it like that, kind of press it in there. I don't tap it, I just go straight to my face. And then I kind of smile just so I can see where my cheekbones are, and then I add it, and then I kind of whoosh it up. And I don't take it down, I just keep it right here, and then I go up. Take some more. Take it up. And then I take a little bit to my nose here. Then I take some to my chin. And then I go like this. And I just kind of take whatever is left on the brush. I don't go back in. I just kind of, just because you want to keep everything kind of the same color. And now we're going to go in to highlighter. This is the Jefferee Star Ice Cold. I live by this. This is my favorite highlighter ever. I will never stop using it because I love it so much. I'm going to take my AOA Studio F19. This is the highlighter brush, which looks like this. One of my favorites, other than the Kabuki brush that I really like. And then we're going to just take it to the nose here, right on the edge. Then I take just a tad bit and just kind of put it there. And then we go under the eye. And we come up here. Now I don't like put my full brush in there, and I know that when I put it on it looks kind of crazy. I'm going to blend it out with my blender so it's not going to look so crazy. And then I take this brush, which is a Luxie brush, and it's just real tiny and it has that slope just like my contour brush. And then we put it into the crease here. And then we go upward with it. I always take it up, and then I kind of do a full circle with it. So it goes from my eyes all the way up, or my eye crease, and then it goes all the way up to where I've put it on my brow. Like that. And then I'm going to take my highlighter brush. I'm going to clean it off just a tad bit. And then I'm going to go back in and kind of just blend everything in kind of better to where we don't, you know, see a bunch of creases and lines and things. And I even take it over my eye like this. I try not to when I have darker eye looks because then it gets on my highlighter brush. Now I'm going to take my blender and I'm just going to kind of go over everything and tap it into my face. And then it gives it more of a blended look instead of it sitting on top of my face. Do you see what I mean? Now we're going to take the Slim Brow Pencil from AOA Studio. This is the dark brown, and we're just going to take the spoolie, move these brows upward, and then we're just going to start drawing my brows on here. And I don't really add too much. I just kind of fill in where the brows are lacking color, and then all right, so that's pretty good. I don't like them too dark. I don't want them to look almost like they're fake. All right, so that's that. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to use here, this is by the AOA Studio. This is Go Brow. This is sold out, I'm sure, I think. I don't know. They always restock stuff after I say stuff is sold out. I like it because the spoolie's real small, so it just helps you get the product where you want it and it doesn't get stuff all over the place. It's a really good brow setter. So this is what the spoolie looks like, just nice and small. I love it. Malibu is my favorite. It's the lighter one. I'm not 100% sure what this one is, but I'll leave it down in the description for you guys. I'm just gonna add this and I'll be right back. I added that and we're just gonna add the setting spray and we'll be done. I'm just gonna spray this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to get these curls. I did half of them just to show you what they're basically gonna look like. And I'm using the 19 millimeter by Launch, and I set my wand up to 420. I'm taking about that much. So I take it and I put it behind the hair and I go away from my face when I do the front. And I basically do that with my whole head, but you can switch off and do one way and do one the other way. But when you're doing a curl near your face, you always want to do it away from your face. Usually I only count like 10 seconds each curl because this is a titanium wand. You don't really need a long time. As you can see, the curl turned out really pretty and nice and tight. So now I'm going to move on to the next, and you don't really want to mess with any of the other hair. You want to keep that kind of out of the way. So here we go. And as you're twirling, you want to twist the wand. Twist it so that way you're not fully twisting the hair all the way down, and it makes it a lot easier for you. And I always hold it up and down like this. I'm going to move the camera up a little bit once I get done with this one. With this one, I'm going to show you, I always take it, and you can also take it behind the head like this, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. So as I'm twisting, I'm twirling the wand to get it real tight to the root. And then I'll just kind of let it go and it'll fall out just like that. So we did that one side already, that's done. But these curls are really pretty and nice and shiny. I did a mask, and so my hair is nice and hydrated. Whenever you use hot tools, you definitely want to make sure that you've used a mask. So we're just gonna finish. We did that one, and I would do a longer tutorial, but I'm running out of space since I did my reel and I did a get ready with me. I'm kind of running out of room on my phone. Looks like we have a hair down here that we missed. So we're gonna brush this and put this up real quick. Get me this clip. We missed this hair. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. So I'm just gonna finish this section, and then once I get to the top, I will come back and finish the top with you guys. We're on the last bit of hair. I only have 3 minutes left. So I'm gonna show you how to do one side. So we're gonna continue to take little strands, but like I said, you want to go on the outside and curl away from your head. Now when we're already so close to the scalp, you don't want to turn it or you're going to burn your scalp. And you want to be about 1 inch off your scalp. Sorry, I got a fuzz there or something. So yeah, just a little bit. And we're going to leave it in a little bit longer than we normally leave it, just because we are in the front, and the front ones we're going to end up throwing to the side. So you want them to be nice and hot and good. So we just want to make sure that they're going to be secure. All right, so we're completely done with this whole side. As you can see, it's nice and even there. I'm going to show you a few on this side because you might be able to see a little bit better how I do this. So I put it here and I wrap it around, twirl, twirl, twirl. I have a strand there that didn't get in there with the rest right here. So I'm just going to curl that guy by itself. So I take it like that and I just wrap, 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 and then as I'm getting closer to the end, I'll get it closer to the root. Just like that. Okay, so we're completely done with the whole head here. And the curls are pretty even on each side, which is great. We're gonna let the curls cool a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of my marula oil, which I add to the ends of my hair, and usually I'll kind of put it like that, but since we have curls today, I'm gonna spray it in the bottom. It's harder to get that in, and you want to go mid shaft here. And then I just go like this to get it in there. Now, you don't normally need a lot, but because I have so much hair here, I just want to make sure it gets into each strand. Like that. This is the finished look with the Launch Le Sink. This is a hot tool you can't get anymore. You can get tools with the 19mm though. It does come with like a glove, but I haven't used a glove in years. But yeah, so I'm just going to turn this off. Usually you can go back and kind of curl little bits of hair that you might want to go a certain direction, but I always do mine and I know how to get it to where I want it. I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me. I will see you next week for a Shop Miss A tutorial. I'm definitely posting my Dollar Tree for you. Alrighty, I will see you guys on my next one. Bye-bye.